Welcome back. You are tuned in to Traders Nation. It's my pleasure to have back with us here today Peter Stark, book author, Engaged, How Leaders Build Organizations Where Employees Love to Come to Work. Peter, welcome to Traders Nation. How are you today?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Good. You know, Peter, every organization faces challenges and hardships, especially during these days. How does Engage teach leaders to overcome these?
You know what, even in these difficult times, now more than ever, leaders got to be crystal clear on their compelling positive vision of where our organization is heading, even in this difficult time, and what are our top 1, 2, 3, or 4 goals that are going to help us get there. And what is most significantly different about these best of the best companies that I've surveyed is I could go all the way down to the front line, and even with all this chaos and crap we heard on the way to work this morning, I could ask an employee, what are your top 1, 2, or 3 goals, and how do those tie in to our organization's goals and our vision?
Yeah, is it important for these companies to have benchmarks of success, meaning, you know, this is our vision, this is our goal, this is how we're going to get there, and then when they reach those goals, then, you know, here we go back into a meeting, we've reached this goal, that's great, everyone's doing good, etc. Should they be having these benchmark goals, and when they're reached, you know, come back and regroup?
You know what, I'm a huge believer in recognizing success on a daily basis. So as we're making progress to those goals, I think we need to make sure every one of our people feels valued and is connected at both the head and the heart. In a lot of organizations, they set goals, they go out and achieve them, and they conduct what I call a racehorse syndrome. At the end of the month, we say we hit it, they put them right back in the starting gate and start the next race. And eventually that burns people out and disengages them.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right here on this, Peter. It's the fact that companies need to engage and also need to let everybody know what a great job they're doing, because in the end, your workforce is your employees, and the more loyal that they are to you, the better job we're going to have as an outcome. Agreed?
In this commodity environment, really the only thing that separates one company from another is their people.
Right.
And how quickly we can change and line up to an environment that's about to become, I believe, is a huge differentiator. In our database, when we separated out 250 companies and looked at the top 25% and the top 25% of their leaders, they did a significantly better job in the area of clarifying that vision and then recognizing people for the successful contribution they make.
All right, Peter, do they bring these managers in-house? Do they teach them that way? Do they send them out to places to learn this type of success and managerial skills, or is it just simply born in some of these people?
I do believe some people get it and some people don't get it. But the 250 organizations that we surveyed and the 100,000 employees that we benchmark, the significant difference is the best of the best companies are conducting surveys, are collecting measurable data, and then holding their managers responsible for the results they create and the environment that they keep.
Right, all right, and I think that's the only way to really do it, okay? That's the only way to really measure that success that's going along and making sure that the company's vision is on its way, all right, and not being steered off, okay?
Exactly.
All right, now, if a manager wants to be a leader, and then, of course, these leaders, they do need followers, how does one successfully accomplish this, Peter?
In terms of the difference between a manager and a leader, there's a lot of crap out there in the marketplace. But for me, the biggest difference is a manager is given a title, they get their power from above them, and they can go out and tell people what to do.
Sure.
For me, a leadership is all about building a relationship where people willingly follow. And to be successful doing that, I got to be able to not only be smart on our business, I got to be smart, and I guess in today's world we call it a high EQ or emotional intelligence. I got to be able to open my mouth and do it in a way that builds relationships. In our book, Engage, we actually wrote a chapter on the 11 stupid things that managers do to screw up workplace excellence. We even put a fun pop quiz so somebody could rate their own boss.
Sure.
But if leadership was so easy, everybody would be doing it. And as a consultant, I'd be unemployed.
That's right.
People struggle daily.
All right, you did write in the book 11 things that managers do mess up. in the workplace. Name us several of them, and for the rest of them, Peter, they can get a copy of Engaged, okay?
Yeah, some of the biggest ones are inability to control their emotion. They're either moody or they're angry. Another one would be this: they blame others when things go wrong. They take the credit when it's all going right.
Right.
Another great one is a new manager gets hired into the company, and they go in and they first tell people how bad things are at this company and how good they were at the place that they left.
Oh.
And my line is, this company was good enough to hire you and invite you to the dance.
Yeah.
The best thing you could do is honor their past, not put down their past.
All right.
So there's 3 of the 11.
All right, and then for the rest of them, folks, get a copy of Engaged today. We'll give that information out at the end of the segment. All right, now, Peter, what's the best strategy to create a workplace excellence then?
You know what? I'm going to give you, in the back of the book, we wrote 67 strategies we've seen the best companies do, but I'm going to give you one of my favorites, and that is this: get rid of the crawdads. I was working with the federal government in Louisiana, and a guy came up to me and he said, "You don't need a lid for a bucket of crawdads." And I said, "I don't know the crawdad story. Enlighten me." He said, "When you're fishing in Louisiana, you don't need a lid for the crawdads, because when one crawdad starts crawling out, he says another one grabs a hold of them and pulls them down to the bottom of the bucket." Every organization has people who have a positive vision, and they're propelling us to get to where we want to go.
Yeah.
Every organization has some crawdads that their goal is to tow people down to the bottom level and bottom morale. My line is this: you cut an anchor or you get rid of a crawdad, you can actually have the whole company brighten up when one employee with a bad attitude leaves.
You're absolutely right. The stock will go up immediately that day. I agree with that 100%. All right, so we've created an excellent workplace, okay? What kind of outcome can we expect from that? Productivity, great place to be, show up on work on time, etc. Would that be a good example?
You know what? I think that the morale of people being connected at the head and the heart, and here would be my words, that they give discretionary effort. They're not just focused on their job or their role. They're focused on willing to do whatever it takes to help the organization be successful.
Right.
And I wish I could tell you it automatically relates to a higher stock price, but in today's environment, I don't know anything right now with the sentiment where it is that's directly correlating to a higher stock price.
That's correct.
But in terms of being able to beat your competitor because of our people, these strategies work.
All right. Now, Peter, we were at Amazon.com today and noticed it was sold out Engaged. What's going on with Engaged? Where can they find a copy of it?
You know what? It was released 4 weeks ago, and I'm happy to say in terms of response, it's been sold out on 4 different times.
Amazing.
We do have books coming, and it's supposedly within 24 hours. Order it.
Okay. All right. Engaged is the name of the book today, How Leaders Build Organizations Where Employees Love to Come to Work. And I know my crew loves to come to work. You know what they tell me, Peter? They say every day's a holiday when you love your job.
You know what? It really is. If you love what you do, and I feel blessed I do, it's not work. And I can hear that in your voice, and I do believe this: you're fun to work with, and when it's fun, it's not work.
That's right. Engaged, How Leaders Build Organizations Where Employees Love to Come to Work. Our co-author here today, Peter Stark. Peter, thanks for your time here today on Traders Nation. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Kurt. Have a great day.
You're more than welcome. Head out today and check it out. And if it's not really available, just keep checking. This thing, like Peter says, sold out. When it becomes available, you better jump on it. It's just that simple. Engaged, How Leaders Build Organizations Where Employees Love to Come to Work.